everyone, and welcome to the microscope operation tutorial. As always, we recommend that you read your lab manual before watching any of these videos. To begin, we're going to make sure that our microscope is plugged into a power source, that the light intensity is as low as it can go, that the stage is all the way lowered, and that the smallest objective, in this case our 4x objective, is the one being used to focus right now. Once we're ready, we're going to mount our slide. So we're going to gently pull back the arm here, and we're going to place our slide into the corner here. You're going to just gently release the arm, and you're going to notice that the slide is not underneath the arm, it's simply being held there by tension. Once your slide is on the stage, you're going to want to turn your microscope on. The light switches can be in different places according to the model of your microscope, so give it a good look over. In this case, it's down here. I'm then going to use the coaxial controls to center my specimen. So I know where my cover slip is and thus where my specimen should be. So I'm going to just center them over this light source here. Always make sure that your condenser, controlled by this arm here, this knob, is all the way up. You can adjust it later as needed, but for now, we'll make sure it's all the way up. We're now going to adjust the interpupillary distance. So this is different for everybody. This is just how far apart your eyes are. I recommend just going with whatever feels comfortable. Ultimately, you want to see one single image, not two images, and you don't want the image, the circle of light, to kind of be moving all over the place. So go for whatever is comfortable for you. Next, on both sides here, you'll see the course objective. So you just want to turn that all the way up. Now this is only really possible and really only encouraged on the 4x objective. On any of the higher objectives, you're likely to break either the objective or your slide. So bring it all the way up, and then while looking through the eyepieces here, you're going to slowly lower the stage until the specimen comes into view. Once you've gotten that image to look fairly sharp, you can sharpen that image with the fine focus. Now the fine focus should never be used to bring your stage all the way up. That is for the coarse focus. Next, we're going to go to the next highest objective, sometimes called a power. So it's always a good idea to watch as your objective swings into place to make sure that it's not going to hit your slide. You also want to always do it by this top of the revolving nose piece here. Don't push on the objective lenses themselves. Once it's on your next objective, you have a couple of different things that you can do. At any point leading up to this, and now of course, if your image is too dark, raise your light intensity. Once it's at a comfortable level for you to be able to see everything that's going on, as well as to not blind yourself, simply leave it there and move on to actually looking at your image. Now that we've switched from the 4x objective to a higher objective, we are only going to use the fine focus to focus our specimens. Now that we're on this higher objective, we also have the option to change these eyepieces to fit our particular vision. These are binocular scopes. The eyepieces can be adjusted independently to account for this. So to start, we're actually going to close our left eye, and we're going to use the fine focus only to adjust for the right eye. Once the right eye is in sharp focus, on the left one here, so we're going to close our right eye, look only with our left eye, and as you can see, this diopter adjustment ring here allows us to move this second lens to account for the difference in our eyes. Once that is also in sharp focus, look with both eyes and make sure that you are seeing the same image and that everything seems to be nice and clear. If it isn't, continue to adjust as necessary. Now, the great news is once you've done this, so long as you're not switching scopes or users and you are the only one using this microscope, you will only need to do this once to adjust for your eyes. After that, even if you switch slides, so long as you are still the one using this microscope, they should still work for you. So, we're only on the second objective here, as you can see. Next up, move to the highest objective. Once again, we're using only the nose piece. And we want to just watch as it swings into focus to make sure that it doesn't hit our slide. Once we're done looking at our slide, we're going to want to remove it. So to remove a slide, you always want to go back to the 4x objective. You're going to want to lower the stage to the bottom, and you're going to want to put the light intensity back down as low as it can go. You are then free to remove the slide. I know this seems rather redundant and excessive, but this is to ensure that we don't harm either the microscope or our slides. If you wanted to finish with the scope, you would of course do all of these things as in addition to making sure the light intensity is lowered completely and turning off the scope. Double check and make sure that you have definitely removed your slide. And this is how we use a microscope.